Hello, I'm Archie Luxury, and today I'd like to talk about collecting watches and depression. That's right, collecting watches and depression. And this takes me back to the early noughties, 2000, 2001, 2002. And I'd closed my IT business down because it was fucked. The whole industry had gone to the dogs, and margins were tight. People would cheat sales tax to fucking have a business, and I thought, fuck, I'm not cheating sales tax, not cheating GST to have a business. So I got out of it and went into contracting, and then I got offered a job which, quite frankly, fucking sucked. It was with Retech Global, which is now called Retech WorldSmart, and they had a fucking terrible piece of software at the time. I think it's improved a lot since then, but fuck, I was doing help desk, and fuck me dead, it was awful. And the money, I was earning about 35,000, which was fucking terrible, but not terrible enough to drive a taxi. And I had terrible career depression syndrome, because basically my career was in the fucking toilet. There was no promotion prospects, and I'd sold off my beautiful watch collection I had to reduce debt and fucking pay for living expenses. And my collection consisted of basically a Rolex Day-Date with diamond dial. That was an 18238. I had an Explorer 2 white dial. I had a Submariner date. And I had for the wife, this was the wife at the time, this was wife number one, because I'm on to wife number three, of course, now. It was a Cartier two-tone Moonphase Santos. And yeah, that was the collection there. And I think I also had a two-tone Datejust. So I had a nice range of pieces, and I basically whittled the collection away, sold it all off, reduced debt, which, one thing with Rolex, they're like cash in the bank. You can fucking clear it all out. And I was reduced to wearing a Tudor, and it was a boy size early Oyster. It was a nice watch, but fuck, you know, having been a day-date person, and you know, with Archie's ego, you could just imagine the fucking depression from it. And fuck, was I depressed. I was so depressed because I loved my watches. I used to come home. I remember when I had that ensemble of Rolexes, I'd come home, open them up, put the Day-Date, you know, the Day-Date President on, you know, just look at them, and, you know, go to Rolex Forum or Turfers, or New Turfers as it became, and fuck, it got bad. It got bad. I sold them all off, and I'd just come home from a shit job I hated and just fucking sleep. I just, did I have depression? And, you know, that was mainly due to my career, but I tell you one thing for sure, the lack of money didn't fucking help, and the fact that I sold off all my watches, that was the last straw. I was so fucking depressed. It was just fucking terrible. I mean, I'm a fucking Renaissance man who loves luxury goods. Could you imagine having to sell it all off after you've had all this beautiful shit? And I worked at a company with donkeys. They were just fucking, you know, I remember, they weren't too bad, but I had this one supervisor. I'd owned my own home. I had an investment property, and I'd bought some other property and bought and sold, done fucking things. She hadn't even bought her first home. She was humming and hawing, and I'm thinking to myself, fuck me dead, this is my manager. And it's that kind of fuck. I'm just so above them. I'm not trying to be a pompous asshole, but I was so above them. And anyhow, it was just fucked, absolutely fucked. And the fact that I had no collection, that was fucking painful. And the lazy bitch of a wife, you know, she should have fucking got a job and said, hey, don't worry, Paul, I'll go and get a job, and we'll buy you a Day-Date, or we'll get you a sports Rolex, and we'll get you a nice new European car. No, they fucking did nothing. And huge depression. And, you know, I tell you something, I've had times in my life where I've had to sell off my pieces. I remember one time, then I had a Quartz Santos, quite a new model, and I had to sell it off to pay my fucking credit card Amex bill for the month. And I thought, this is fucked. This is really, really fucked. And, yeah, that's kind of what happens, you know. It's kind of fucked with a capital F. And, I tell you what, it was only when I started to build up my collection again. I had three key pieces then. I had a two-tone Datejust Sapphire Crystal with diamond dial. That was a 16234. I had a Breitling Navi timer. And I had an Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moons. I had those three pieces, and that's when I started to get happy again and love collecting. And you know, it gave me the impetus to produce these videos. And I gotta say, I got bitten by the Patek bug a long time ago, and as soon as I had a bit more money, I sold it all off to get a Patek. That's the white gold Calatrava that I own now. And I gotta say to you, fuck, I said to my wife, I said, sweetie, I fucking love watches. I love them. Absolutely love Patek, you know, Vacheron, AP, Jaeger-LeCoultre, you know, upper echelon pieces. I fucking love them. And, you know, they just make me happy. I mean, they just make me happy. I was celebrating my 40th birthday, and my old man said to me, he said, hey son, how does it feel to be 40? I said, I got a fucking annual calendar on my wrist. A fucking annual fucking calendar. I don't fucking care about nothing. I got a fucking annual calendar on my wrist. And that's how it should be. You got an annual calendar, you're happy, you're content. You know, that's the whole thing. And I love life. I love my collection. I love my materialism, and it's all going great. And I think myself, I just need to keep developing the collection. The collection gives me pride. When someone says to me, "Hey Archie, what a beautiful, balanced collection you've got," I think, fuck, that makes me proud. And I gotta say, I love my watches. Oh, you know, as long as I've got a fucking annual calendar, I don't care what the fuck happens to my career. My career is fucked anyhow. You know, IT sucks. I might have to clean out, drive a taxi and clean out urinals. As long as I got a fucking annual calendar and a white gold Calatrava and a Jaeger-LeCoultre, a Breguet and a fucking AP once the fucker comes back from service, I am fucking on top of the moon. I love ya. See you later. I'm Archie Luxury. Tell me what you think of depression and luxury watches.